We're gonna do a song that you never heard before. Volume.
Here they come and get wicked. Here we go again. Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother. Listen, bro, listen.
What, man?
Listen. I can't, bro. I can't.
What's going on?
I knew the minute that you I knew the minute that you
I don't know what you're talking.
Bruh.
What?
I knew the minute that you had the black that I didn't see you as soon as you got, I knew you was gonna do something, bro. Oh my gosh. I thought I was supposed to be the extra one. That's what people say.
All right, man. Let me get this music started.
Let's do it, man. Lord.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of
Can
all
you dig
time.
it, sucker?
The greatest podcast of all time.
Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother. What's happening?
What's going on, bro?
I am chilling, man. It's Friday, bro. Let's jump right into it. Best thing you've seen all week?
Best thing I've seen all week is the Star Spencer Bobcats, which is the team that my son plays for. Absolutely destroyed the what are they called? Kellyville Ponies.
Kellyville Ponies.
Right. Listen,
They ain't even the Mustangs, they the ponies.
Listen, I was telling them, I said, listen, I couldn't have been a rival of them because they would have never been able to say nothing to me. Like, bro, y'all ain't even no full horses. Y'all some ponies over here, bro.
Ponies, huh? Oh my gosh. So how did Deuce play?
Deuce was a facilitator. He didn't score many points. He scored like 4 points. That was it.
Okay. But they won by how much?
It was 82-51.
Ooh.
Yeah, so he he was trying to find a shot. It just wasn't falling. And I told him at halftime, like, listen, bro, everybody on your team is hitting. You ain't got to. Like, you don't have to. Just keep moving the ball, keep getting it where it needs to be, And I know for him, shooter's gonna shoot, and he kept trying to make that thing fall. But I mean, they play again that was for regional yesterday. And so tomorrow they play, and it's for area. So and then, of course, I'd like to send a special happy birthday to my wife. It's her birthday today. She's 35. So
there you go. Hold on. Thank you. Give it a prop. Give it a props, people. Give it a props.
Yes, sir. What about you? What's the best thing you seen?
Oh man, so this week has been a very interesting week. I guess one of the best things I've seen is I've seen the light at the end of the tunnel, bro. I've been working on the homie Rakita Reels, mastering this project and doing the final mix, and I'm down to 2 songs. So I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm primarily happy for him though, bro. I think that for me, it's been great watching all the work that he's put into it, and from just staying with it though. And it's very easy when you're an independent artist and when it's all on you, right? And you got your resources and everything like that. But it's so easy to stop though, man. So I'm happy for him that he still continue to go at it, and for this to be his first official project, a full album. I'm very excited though. So the end is the near, and I think that I'm just glad for him to kind of go ahead and get ready to start doing his marketing and all of this stuff. So besides that, bro, I saw a new trailer for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier that made me excited for it even more though, bro. That probably was the best thing that I've seen.
And for me, I don't need to see anything else, bro. Like it's one of those things. Yeah, I don't need to see anything else.
Well, let me tell you why. Because so it wasn't until these last 2 episodes of WandaVision that I was like that entertained, like that I was excited. Like it hasn't been quite what I thought it was going to be until the last couple of episodes that were like an hour-long episode.
Did you watch the one from today?
Yes, I saw the one for today.
So thorough, bro.
So here's what I am wondering. So I don't know if you want to get into.
No, we can't get into spoilers.
Oh my god!
Can't. Listen, bro. The reason why we can't get into spoilers, people just getting off work, they probably ain't seen it yet, bro.
Listen, man. I'm gonna be honest. So I think that. So here's the thing. So I like the. So, like one of the things I like about these individual things, right, is the opportunity for you to dive into the characters' backgrounds, right? So I like that you get the opportunity to find out more about Wanda than what you would have seen just from the Avengers series. So that's one thing that I particularly care for in this particular episode, though, man. So without completely spoiling it, I would probably say that it has been. Every episode has gotten better and better and better, but of the hour-long ones, this was probably my favorite one.
There hasn't been an hour-long one yet.
I mean, there's been like this one and the last one was an hour, right? Yeah, the last one was like 45 minutes long.
That ain't an hour, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, longer than the 30-minute ones. That's what I'm saying. But of the longer episodes, this one has been my favorite one.
Yeah, this one was definitely my favorite, just because we know what's going on, and I think that's what's dope, is knowing what's going on. But I like the slow burn of it, because I honestly had no expectations for the show. So the fact that we got what we got, and then this particular episode is just phenomenal. So I'm looking forward to the finale next week, and then we get 2 weeks off, and then it's back with Falcon Winter Soldier. So
let me tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this more than anything. Because what I'm really loving is that on Sunday, The Walking Dead comes back on. So I am sitting here ready to see my peoples get back to it. So now I got some alternatives now. I got Snowfall on right now, right? I got Wanda, Falcon Winter Soldier, The Walking Dead. Like I actually have. It's tough for me to start watching a new series that I have no idea anything on, right? Bridgerton was one of the exceptions, where you watch it and you're entertained from the very first episode, and then it captures you, versus the slow burn. And I think that I'm at least glad that I have the alternatives now with my regulars, So The Walking Dead, I'm definitely looking forward to it, and it's just that midway finale for them, and then Fear the Walking Dead picks back on up, though, man. So I'm excited though.
Right, well, that's dope, man. I'm happy for you.
Hey, man, it's been a little while though, bro. We didn't catch up on Tuesday on the pod, but so we got a lot of catching up to do, man.
Let's get to it.
Listen, first off, Tiger Woods, man.
Yeah.
Rollover accident. They say he was on his way to playing golf with Drew Brees, is what they're saying.
I didn't know the particulars on where he was going, but I think one of the things though was just, of course, when you hear like a single car accident, when you're not talking ice and you're not talking, you know, any type of obstruction on the highway, it makes you think like, obviously because of his past, it might have had something to do with some, you know, prescription medication. So the fact that they came, that he was coherent, that he was able to, you know, talk, and obviously he had to have surgery, but it seems that I didn't see any reports of any foul play. So could have just, no telling what it is, but just grateful that he is okay. And like I said, he made it, had a successful surgery. So
this is interesting because I was thinking the exact same thing, right? If he is according to the reports on his way to be playing golf, and you think the first thing I think of in something like that is, you know, like was this boy on something, you know, was he under the influence on something prescripted or not, you know what I'm saying? But then also just because, you know, Tiger Woods, he's in his car, and every time I think of Tiger Woods vehicles, I think of the wife smashing the car with the clubs, though, bro. And I'm just like, I feel terrible that my mind went there, but I'm thinking like, listen, I don't think of peaches and creams when I hear of Tiger Woods and cars, though, bro.
I mean, I don't think it's out of any malice. I just think it was out of like concern for him. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be just because your mind immediately goes. That's just because of the past, not so much that you're hoping or wishing that that's the case. Because, you know, I really like Tiger and I want to see him back. But man, Tiger's had surgeries like he played football, bro.
Ooh, let me ask you there. That is a good point, because here's where I'm going with that. So if Tiger Woods had this to basically, from the way I'm hearing it, they've had to basically rebuild this man's leg like he is cyborg out here in these streets. So I'm just sitting here thinking like, bro, if he was already on the decline, right, and he's had some moments where you can see that, he is still a little Tiger there. He just isn't as consistent. Like, is it officially like done now for Tiger?
Man, more so than Tiger. What about Serena, bro?
Oh my God. So that's a good question.
So the Australian Open, she played Lil Mama from Japan,
Naomi Osaka.
Yeah, thank you. And in the beginning of the match, it looked like Serena was handling her, bro. Like I watched it from the beginning, and she looked like that little girl that had nothing to stand. And I don't mean little girl. She's a woman. She's
like 24 now.
Yeah. I'm not saying it with no disrespect. Let me just stop for people be coming for me. Don't at me, bro. But listen,
cancel you.
You're right.
They're gonna be like, you need to get a new Slash brother up here, bro.
Fire mod. But anyway, she looked like she was handling Osaka, and then all of a sudden she just turned it on, bro, and it was over. And the reason why I bring that up is because the press conference was a little unfair, because they were looking like, oh, you know, we seen you put your hand on your chest and you threw your hand up. Does that mean that this was your final farewell? And she was like, the Aussie fans have always been good to me. I was just saluting them. Like, you know, it was like, I don't know, it was just the way that you did this and this and made it look like you were retiring, like you were done. And she just like kind of broke down and was just like, my goodness, like I made it to the semifinals or the whatever, and y'all, you know what I'm saying? So it was.
I can see where they were coming from, though, right? Because here's the thing. Here, I think that what they were probably looking at is the same thing that you and I was, right? We were looking at a girl who was handling Serena the same way Serena used to handle everybody else, and then it's basically saying, you know, like maybe you still got it because you got to this point, right? But at the same time, there's that top tier, those 4 or 5 girls that are up there that maybe you are better than the field, with the exception of those. So then the question becomes like, if you can no longer beat those girls, how many more years do you have? Because with COVID and everything like that, this being such an exception of the norm, I could understand why they may be like, Serena, is this the last time we seen you out here, though? For her to be such a regular, and for the bulk of her, I believe, for the bulk of her her majors being at the Aussie. So I understand the question, but I also understand her response to it too.
Absolutely. And that was the thing. So, you know, man, all of our favorites is getting on up there, bro, because we getting on up there. You know what I'm saying? So
yes. You think about that. When we were 25, Serena was like 25. So watching Serena at our age, you know what I'm saying, earlier on than our age, you know, Serena at 17, 18 years old out there handling that was us. So just watching, I think that's the thing that's amazing to me about watching Tom Brady, bro, is that he is of our age and everything like that, though, bro, and still out there giving that work. And I understand that, you know, the dynamics of tennis versus, you know, football being so different, but the fact that somebody can still be up there, it would be almost like if you were watching what's the other cat from tennis?
Andre Agassi.
No. K-Fed. The other guy who used to wreck shop all the time, and then he just started getting on. No, not Agassi, bro. Oh my gosh, I would normally be able to. Nadal had a rivalry with the other dude, Federer. So yeah,
and then Andre Agassi used to have one with Federer.
Pete Sampras.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, though, I think the point is that, like, those are the older guys, and while they're better than most of the people, there's still that 3 or 4 guys that are usually tops. And it's saying, like, while you traditionally were good enough to beat these people, like, now it's just different, though, bro. Oh, I got a question. Speaking of old, this is something that's interesting because you brought up something that I wanted to ask.
Okay.
Right? Okay. One thing that I thought was interesting that I saw this week, since we talked about Naomi Osaka, and she is 24, I think she's 24, and you referred to her as Lil Mama. And usually when I think of Lil Mama, you think of a younger girl, basically, though. Little tender, little PYT. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm watching, I'm just casually browsing, and I see Lionel Richie from the Commodores, Easy Like Sunday Morning, 70 years old, has a new girlfriend, and she's 30 years old. He is a whole 40 years older than this woman. So my question for you, Ace Kennedy, is this cool or kind of creepy?
I don't find it creepy at all, bro. The girl, she's not like, it'd be different, I think, if she was like 18 or something, like under 21.
Leonardo DiCaprio, he's like 40 and he was dating an 18-year-old girl.
I mean, I get that, but I think it's, I need to know the girl. Like, I need to know.
Well, that's funny you say that, because this is a girl who is friends with his granddaughter. He met this girl through his granddaughter.
That's wild. Because I couldn't see me trying to get with one of Kaylee's friends, bro.
Ace Kennedy, here. I'm gonna take it even one step further, right? What if your mom and your dad will be together forever? I can tell, but if they wasn't, your daddy, Earl the Pearl, Long Branch's own Earl the Pearl Kennedy, if he pulled up on you one day because him and your mom was no longer together, and he scooped him up something that was about Tari's age. Earl the Pearl is 60-something years old. He pulls up with him a 22-year-old. What are you asking, Pops?
Nothing really.
You're not asking Pops nothing at all. The Earl the Pearl, the Long Branch veteran.
Listen, bro, I don't have an issue. This doesn't really bother me, bro. Like it don't. Like, the thing is that 2 consensual adults. That's just what I look at it as. I ain't calling this young lady mom, like, not doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, you said the little you called Naomi a little mama. So you ain't gonna call Earl the Pearl's new 21-year-old little mama.
My dad is 60, 65, whatever, and he's knocking down somebody 25 or 21, 25, whatever. That man is trying to get his rocks, have a good time.
Time out. What if Miss Kennedy, Sister Deborah comes to you and says, "Yeah, Ahmad, I want you to meet my new boyfriend, and he is Tari's age, and he wants you to call him sir."
I don't care what he wants. But this is such a non-factor to me. Like,
listen,
I'm saying,
I say that because maybe this is me though, bro. But it's weird to me because I have a problem. It's odd, bro, because I do believe, and maybe it's visually to my eyes, in age gaps. It's hard for me to look at someone and think like it's hard for me to look at a female, right? And she's like 24, 21, 22, 23. Like if she's like just under, like I'm not saying under the 25, it's hard for me to look at them and think, dang, she's sexy.
Mhm.
I don't, it's weird because that looks kind of creepy to my eyes that I am saying that as a 40, now I understand, like, you know, you 40, I guess below 25, like, I don't know, like what a comfortable age gap to me, maybe 10 years, but right when you start to get over the 10, over 15, then it becomes like a little creepy then, because then it's like, I could understand if you just saying, hey, you know what, he just out here trying to do his thing. But when you start to say you in this long-term relationship, and that's not to say that's what Lionel Richie is doing, but I just wonder at some point, what do you have in common then with someone of that age, right? How does this 30-year-old link up with 70-year-old Lionel Richie?
But why is that? Why are we try? Why do us as people, right, try to project what we feel on other people?
Can't help it because it's how I feel. It's how I feel, right? I mean, it's like I know what you're saying, but I guess my thing is that I can't project how somebody else feels onto it. I can only project my feelings toward it, though.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like enough to where what I'm saying, to me, it ain't like ain't none of my business, really. Like
we can say that about everything we talk about on the podcast. That ain't none of it our business,
right? But what I'm saying is that's always been my position, though. Like every time we talk about this stuff, I mean, I don't mind having the conversation. I'm just saying, I personally just like I let that boy get his rocks, bro.
I guess I talk about everything and assume that everything is my business. Maybe if we gonna talk about it, it's everything my business.
I don't mind you having an opinion and speaking your truth. Like you do. I'm just saying, like if you go back classically and look at our stuff, right? When it comes to stuff like that, about like, well, such and such is doing this, I'm always gonna be like, nah, that's that man's business. I'm just saying, I think if you get into that age, right, you know, you ain't, knock on wood, ain't got that much longer. So it's just kind of like, bro, let me get it in, bro.
Hey, listen, man, I'm not gonna lie. Lionel Richie looked like he hasn't aged since he was 50. Now, to be quite honest, he's a handsome 70-year-old guy. He doesn't look that different from 50-year-old Lionel Richie.
Yeah.
Still got the good hair, still got the light skin looks going on. I can see it though, man, but it just seems to me kind of creepy.
Yeah.
That he pulled up on one of his granddaughter's friends.
Well, see, this is what I'm saying, right? If it's Lionel Richie, okay. If it's R. Kelly,
Why is that history? Is it history? It's the same thing. Why is it different?
It's history. Because you what I'm saying is, what have you ever heard anybody saying Lionel Richie is out here going to these high schools trying to scoop up something?
No.
But you have heard that about Robert.
But listen, all I've seen, right? I've seen Leonardo DiCaprio with plenty girls they were over 18, right? We're talking about
seen Leo with some older chicks too, though.
I know that as well, though, right? But R. Kelly has been with older chicks as well.
Who?
His wife was an older chick.
That was a front.
So how do we know Leo's ain't a front? Maybe if you see him majority with younger girls, that's his thing, and that he just dabbled with some old heads to keep himself undercover.
Listen, until somebody come out here and say Leo is out here rocking with these 13-year-olds, then that's an issue.
It's just hard for me. It's hard for me personally. Like there are some like here's the thing about it. Here's a perfect example, right? So I didn't love Rihanna until she was older. Right? I didn't when she was young, Rihanna, 21, even though I was in my 30s still, I still thought that like not that like she was too young for me to think that she was sexy, even if she was wearing something that was revealing, provocative. It seemed like she was playing dress up to me. And I look at girls usually that are in their 20s, early 20s, like, okay, you're dressing up to look a way that a grown woman would. So it's weird. I didn't think of Rihanna as like that. And maybe Beyonce a little different because, she's been our age since we've known her to be Beyonce. So, it's a little different. But for someone who is younger, though, yeah, it's tough. Naomi Osaka's a good. I know that she's a gorgeous girl. Zendaya, gorgeous girl, but it's hard for me to be like, oh yeah, on Malcolm and Marie, they were talking about the age difference, right? I'm thinking like I can't look at Zendaya now and say, oh yeah, she's sexy.
No, but I get that, but that's why I said I think it's personal preference, because you and I are on the same page when it comes to that. Like certain people who you grew up watching, like Ariana Grande, she's a cute girl, but I used to watch you on Nickelodeon.
It's hard. Though. It's hard for me to, and it's hard for my eyes to just look at someone so young and think that they are sexy, even if what they're wearing, what they're giving off, their energy. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, and I can understand that some young girl may look. I think Zendaya is gorgeous.
Yeah, but she just looks like a little girl to me.
She looks like a little girl to me, though.
I see her, and like that's why watching her in like Spider-Man or watching her in Euphoria, she looks like she belongs in that crowd of high school.
Naomi Osaka, 24 years old, she still looks like a 14-year-old girl to me, though, bro. Right. But listen, let me just double check something here.
Speaking of creepy old dudes, right? What's up with your boy? Man, what's his name? The one that had the little dye dripping.
Giuliani.
Bro, go ahead.
Well, let me say, before we say that, the only person who I'm gonna say that I can look at and she's young, and I would say that she's sexy still, is Megan Thee Stallion, the Texas treasure, who should be protected at all times and at all costs. She is the only one. She's 26, by the way.
I didn't know that, but she close to 30, so that's
she's over 25.
Right.
Yes. She's the only one I could think of.
Yeah. How old is Cardi?
Now you got me thinking that. I got to look at it.
I think Cardi got to be like 27, 28.
Cardi got to be around that border. Let me see something here. Cardi B is 28. So she's there. Cardi B is right there at that should be getting ready to be married age. Or not just should be ready to get married. Somebody should have proposed to her by then.
Well, I mean, she's married, so obviously she's straight.
Right, so she is straight.
Yeah, but speaking of creepy old dudes, your boy Giuliani out here talking about how he was doing a golf tournament with Michelle Wee, was up there looking up under her skirt, fool.
Oh my gosh, no, I didn't know that, bro. Was he dripping?
I don't know if he was dripping or not, but I'm just thinking like, bro, you already in a movie. You in the little Sacha Baron Cohen movie, getting caught with your hand in your pants, and now you out here talking about.
I never saw that movie, by the way.
I never saw it either, but what it's out there.
It's out there,
right? That's all I'm saying. He just out here being a creep, bro.
Let me ask you this. So we talked about Cardi, and I can't even stand to even bring this up, but this is a segue. Right. So speaking of Cardi, right? I saw something that was kind of interesting. Your boy Snitch 9, Snitchy Mix Snitcherton.
Yeah.
he brought up something that I thought was kind of interesting. So we talked about him and his, grievances with Meek Mill, who we also go get into. Segue on a segue. This is a double entendre segue. But he said something that I thought that was kind of interesting. I saw on Hip Hop News that he said, well, for starters, he has named Cardi B as a member of the Bloods gang. That's why I think it's funny that they call it the Bloods gang. But when he was in court, open court records, he called out Cardi B and said Cardi B is a Blood. Now, why he's bringing up Cardi, I don't know. I'm going to assume that he's a snitch, and that's what snitches do. You just snitch on everybody. But he said, yes or no on a poll. If I told y'all that I drug women and then robbed them, would I be canceled? Yes or no? I said, you know what, man? Listen here. I said, well, you kind of got a point here, though, right? And so my question for you is that, are we really letting Cardi get the pass on that? Because she said it and people kind of chuckled at it. And maybe if Cardi's 28 now and she said that it happened, I don't know. I'm assuming that it didn't happen when she was Cardi B, the Cardi B we know. I'm assuming that it's happened in her early 20s. So my question is that has she gotten the pass? And if so, is it because we don't have a date on this? What kind of receipts we got?
I just think, man, I think Cardi already has her own things going on. Why? Like, it's like, why you bringing this up, right? And
That's what he do.
I mean, I get that, but I don't know. I don't know do we give Freddie Gibbs a pass?
Freddie Gibbs said he shot a crackhead 9 times.
Right. But do we take him seriously? Like
I don't know, but listen though, that you don't know the scenario, right? Freddie Gibbs said he shot a crackhead 9 times. So if he was trying to get robbed by a crackhead or whatever, I can see the scenario, but I can't quite justify how Cardi can just admit with no intentional. I don't think she was trying to floss. Maybe she was, but she was just saying, yo, yeah, I remember we used to take dudes back to the hotel and they might be talking about they was trying to smash or whatever. And then they would drug them. She would drug the drinks or whatever. She would run them pockets and get out of Dodge. And she said this seriously, right?
Okay, but I think it goes back to the statute of limitations, though. Like,
that's true.
So my thing is, a lot of people, not just Cardi and not just somebody in a gang, but a lot of people tell their truths when it's past a certain point. Like, listen, I'm not saying that she said it like you said. She didn't seem to say it boastfully. We know that Cardi is the type of person that likes to reveal her truth, and she lives in her truth, so nobody can use it against her. Because let's say Cardi gets a song with Justin Timberlake or Bieber, or she's not, like, she's been in all these Super Bowl commercials and now they want her to perform at the Super Bowl or something like that, and then all of a sudden they start leaking this stuff about her, and then they want to cancel, you know what I'm saying, and then they're trying to cancel her. Like, but if she's telling her truth in her own way, now it's like, well, I mean, she already said that. Like, it's the sting is not there. She's 8 miling herself, really.
It does, but it still doesn't negate the question, though, right? Like, can you believe that we really, and I'm not saying we, I mean, as a culture, when I say as a culture, I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about as a hip hop culture.
It's a hip hop culture, yeah.
Hip hop culture, and I include R&B and hip hop culture, right? So I ain't trying to just exclude y'all boys that be wearing the big hats and the glasses, right? Yeah. But I'm just saying, in general, Cardi has said that, and we just kind of, it was almost like, well, you know what, because she was a stripper back then, and because them dudes she said she only did it for the ones that was trying to smash. I mean, it wasn't like she was defending herself. This was her saying, nah, this was almost like my go-to move. We used to do this. It sounded so regular, though, bro. And
Yeah, but
I
that's
can't lie.
again, I think that
Hey, if we said that, right? If you and I though, here's where I wonder when we talk about the double standards. I mean, and I think this is where your boy Snitchy McSnitcherton is valid, even though the messenger is a rat. I think that what makes it a valid question is the fact that he's saying not just him, but let's say any rapper, any guy, any male rapper, if he just came out and just said jokingly, yeah, I just remember back in the day, we was just on that grind real hard. I just remember sometimes that, I would have some chicks that would come back to the crib, you know what I'm saying? That would be talking about something, and we'll spike their drink or something, they'll pass out and I'll run them pockets. I ain't rape them though, but we ran them pockets. Like, it's what?
No. I understand your question, but you think about the double standards that we have whatsoever when it comes to women and men, period. Anyway, there's a lot of things that a woman would say that would seem, or a dude would say that would seem crazy, but then if a woman said it, it would be like, blah 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 blah. So I understand. I'm not validating what she did. I just think, like I said, I need to know how long ago it was. And again, because of the person of Cardi B, she seems like she is just telling her like this. I'm not boastfully saying this. I'm saying that this is what it was.
This is my past.
Right. And so I think because of who she is, it just kind of like I said, it 8 miles herself to where you can't bring that up against her because she's already said it. The sting is gone. And it's like, yeah, if somebody wants to ask her about it, she says, listen, I'm not telling y'all that this was right. I'm telling you what I did to survive, because there's a lot of people or strippers that I know that would leave with somebody and they would end up beat up and raped and da 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 da. This was my, and so I mean, I could see it both ways. I'm not
right
advocating for it. Like, it was a good thing. So
listen, man. Meek Mill, we were talking about him in 6ix9ine. Well, Meek Mill also here recently signed some kind of cease and desist order, which I think it's always corny to me when rappers file legal paperwork about another rapper. But I do think that it was interesting though, man, that that Meek Mill here recently had a line in one of his songs where he was talking about, going out with the chopper like Kobe. And I was just like, whoa, wait a minute. These wounds are still fresh. The mama's anniversary was last year of him passing though, bro. So my question for you is that, is it out of bounds? Is it too soon? Like, we going there with the mama?
I wouldn't have said it, but it's not out of bounds. The thing is that if you're going to criticize Meek for saying that, because it's really like a flip, a double entendre, like you were saying, on what he was saying.
Right.
It was no disrespect to Kobe, I'm sure, but it's just the line itself, right? But if that's the case, then you got to hold every lyricist accountable for their bars on stuff that's like when somebody brings up a school shooting, a massacre,
it's a slippery slope.
Again, so you got to keep that same energy.
Well, listen, Vanessa Bryant comes out, says, nah, that's way foul.
She has a right to say it. Here's the thing. You put it out there. Like, listen, this goes to like even the whole Gina Carano thing, which we're not going to get into. But when you say, listen, I can say what I want to say. You can.
Facts.
But you also have to accept the way people respond to it and what they say with what you said.
I think that Meek Mill thought that this was cold. He thought that this line was just cold. It's what I could see somebody in battle rap saying that line, right? And provided that this is after COVID and there is a what it reminds me of?
What's that?
It reminds me of in battle rap. I was watching, it reminded me of when Hitman Holla was battling Arsenal. This was years ago. This is probably like 10 years ago, if not longer. classic battle on URL Smack. And he basically said, Hitman Holla was saying this line where he said, talking about pulling out 2 Twins tech, come back and hit the King Mama like Delonte West, and the crowd went bananas, right? He said, hit it with twin techs, then come back and hit the King Mama like Delonte West. And it was, when I heard it, I was like, oh, right? And I was like, yo, did he just say that? Then fast forward, I remember seeing somebody who said a line not that soon after the Boston Marathon when he said something about, he said something like, I think it was Arcane or somebody like that in King of the Dot. He said, now I was ready to blow from the start like the Boston Marathon. And the crowd, some crowd was like, yo. The other people was like, yo, that's messed up. He was like, yo, what, too soon? Too soon? Because this was less than a year after it happened. So I can see it happening in battle rap, and I can see a crowd reaction for that same line just being explosive. But I think that then you put that in context when Vanessa Bryant comes out and says something like that, right? It's like, it feels like in terms of the culture, right? That Kobe was of the culture and that she by default is part of the culture. And it feels to me like the culture has this overseeing eyes of Vanessa Bryant, right? Of Laura London, right? Because they were also public with them after their spouses and their mates have died, that I don't think a lot of other people who have died, maybe because they've died and they weren't out there as part of that celebrity. So I think that once she has a problem with it, that's what I think makes it more of an issue.
But I'm saying this again, the same energy. Like, what if somebody's from the Boston Massacre or the Marathon or whatever comes out and has something to say?
I get that,
but
I get, and it validates your point, because once you start to limit and have that issue with it, then it's a slippery slope, because people are all, Eminem will always say something that will offend everybody.
Right.
Oh, I gotta cry. I just thought about something.
All right.
I just thought about something for you. Laura, let's talk. This kind of has me thinking back to talking about Laura London, Vanessa Bryant, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've always known, not always, but Laura London was recently with Nip. She also was with Wayne before, and who knows? Vanessa Bryant, Kobe Bryant's spouse. Everybody associates her with them. What I'm curious about, though, bro, is that are they ever like open on market? Like, how would people feel? Like, I know that you would probably say, "Oh, that's their business. People can live their life." But
I'd answer the question.
What I'm curious about, though, is say, like, are they kind of off limits, unfairly off limits? Because you ain't gonna see the game trying to. Is the game gonna holler at Vanessa Bryant?
No. Here, this is
or Laura London.
No, this is what it would have to take, right? It would have to be that Vanessa Bryant or Laura London would have to come out in an interview and say, I loved my mate, but at the same time, I think that they would want me to move forward. So I'm at a place in my life now where I think I may be ready to move forward. Like, they would have some kind of way, and it don't have to be maybe that formal, but maybe, and I'm talking hypotheticals, y'all. So don't at me, but they start throwing them things out on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been a Laura London fan before Nip. Like, that's been like, she's on my list, like very, very high on my list. Like, I even dated a chick that looked like her. That's how much so. Why are you looking like that?
So no, I'm just saying. So Laura London, because the reason why I say I thought about this is because I saw, like, about 2 weeks ago that there was a rumor possibly that Laura London was possibly pregnant, right? by somebody else. And so I was just like, she said, "No, I don't know where this is coming from," but it does raise a question, because I saw Kodak Black jokingly saying, "Yeah, I would holler at Laura London," probably saying something that a lot of people are saying, and he pretty much said, "Nah, she probably still kind of hung up on." There we go. So that's a good point. So he said, like, so here's the thing. Faith was an artist herself, right? And I think that it is kind of interesting, though, that while Stevie J is a fairly public figure, I don't recall Faith dating anybody who's kind of a public kind of.
Faith was married again even before.
Right. But I guess what I'm saying is that what I'm just kind of wondering is that for these particular women, right, whose significant others died, are they off limits to the culture, men of the culture? Like, could another hooper, could Kevin Garnett, right, go and try to holler at Vanessa Bryant? Would other basketball players look at him differently, right? Or would the Game, right? If Laura London says, I'm trying to see what's happening. The Game, you said the Game hollers at everybody.
Listen, I personally would say it would have to be of a different entertainment genre that makes it a little bit different. Meaning that, so I think if Vanessa got with the Game, I wouldn't look at that as bad. But if she got with, like you said, a Kevin Garnett or somebody like Jason Kidd or what's
Matt Barnes.
Not Matt, definitely not Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes couldn't do it. But if Derek Fisher was out here talking about he was,
oh my God, bro.
All I'm saying is I think somebody's always gonna have an issue with it at the end of the day. It's almost like you look at I mean, shoot, we come from a wrestling background. When Triple H started dating Stephanie, you know what I'm saying? Like, the other wrestlers looked at him some kind of way. But now fast forward, Triple H is now in a role to where it almost felt like this is the position he was supposed to be in. But I know a lot of people thought it looked weird. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I would have a problem if Vanessa Bryant dated one basketball player in particular.
Which one?
If she dated Tony Parker, bro, I would have a serious problem with that, bro.
Why is that?
Because I already don't like him, bro. He already had a prime Eva Longoria. He does not also in life deserve to scoop up Vanessa Bryant.
Now let me ask you this question, right? Let's just say hypothetically a basketball player did move in on her, right? Would you prefer it be a young basketball player or an old basketball player?
I don't know. Because see, if you're an old basketball player, if you're a young basketball player, then that also means that you were somewhere around that Kobe or LeBron influencing you, idolizing one of the two. If you were a player who's older, then that means that you watch Kobe grow with this chick. And that means to me that you've also been kind of keeping your eye from afar. So to me, personally, for me to not think anything along that line, though, bro, yeah, she might as well just go ahead and get with like a local millionaire, billionaire that's out of the light.
I don't know. I mean, even I don't, like I said, I wouldn't even trip like, and this is again another hypothetical. Like if my boy Ursh ended up with Vanessa,
I don't want to. No. I don't want to see her. No, I would have a problem if Usher was with her, though, bro. No, get him out of here, man. Get him out of here. Get Usher out of here, bro. Yes, I would.
Nas
or Laura London as well. I don't want to see Usher with Laura London either, bro.
No, she can't do that because that's music and music. You got to go now. She got to go with
Laura London isn't. That's Laura London isn't an artist, so that's acting.
She's not. No. But Nip was. So you artists what?
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Nip, yeah, I'm talking about. She can't get with no actor. She can't get with no. She would have to go professional sports.
What if she went with like the country singer? What's the black dude who sings the country?
I don't know. I know who you're talking about, but I don't know his name.
She could get with like a race car driver, like one of them Formula One race car drivers.
I could see Jamie Foxx with her though, bro. Even though
now you say Jamie Foxx is like that, he's like the single 50-year-old guy though. He's like the only 50 single-year-old guy who everybody comes to mind though, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know, man, but no, get Usher out of here, bro. He didn't listen. You know what made me mad with Usher is that, what really got me though, bro, is he had his chance to get with a girl that looked like a Laura London and looked like a when he was with Chili and then stopped messing with Chili to be with the other girl, Tamika. Like, no, that voided out you getting with them girls right then and there, bro. You had your run. It was cool.
Yeah. What else we got, bro?
And not to mention, I still ain't quite over feeling like the research department would have left me back in 2001.
Yeah. Sure enough would have, bro. That was her hall pass, bro.
I got a question for you. Speaking of Kobe, we were talking on sports. The boy Kyrie out here talking again, and Kyrie said, "Hey man, we need to make Kobe Bryant the logo of the NBA." What do you think about that idea? One, and what do you think about Kyrie, the one proposing this?
Okay, so it's one of those things like the messenger I have an issue with. I don't have anything against Kyrie, but Kyrie just be saying weird stuff all the time. So it's just like if LeBron was to say that, I don't think I necessarily would have an issue with it.
You think Kobe over Jordan?
Yeah.
Let me tell you why I would say.
I would say that because Jordan has a logo already.
There you go. I agree with that.
Kobe's logo was whack.
Well, yeah, I do think Kobe. I don't even. No. I didn't think Kobe's logo was whack. The Nike logo that he had is fire to me, bro.
No. Kobe's logo when he was with Adidas, the afro.
I thought Kobe with the fro. No, I thought that was fire too, though, bro.
He lost the fro, so it doesn't work.
That's true, but I'm saying.
So what I'm saying is, I think the Jordan logo lasts because that's an image that can be maintained. So here's the thing. I personally don't think we need to change the logo. Like, I just think the logo is the logo. Yeah. Now, if the NBA was like, listen, we want to update the logo and we want it to be representation of what the league mostly looks like. Well, that's African Americans. And I think with the legacy that Kobe left, it would be a dope image of him. I even like the silhouette that they would use if they chose it. I thought it was dope.
Yeah, I like that Kobe logo, bro. That one is kind of fire though. When he had the fro.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is the reason why is because he cut his hair off, and so then that's not the same. Like if Kobe wore the shirt of his logo with the fro and he had the low buzz cut with the beard, I get what you mean. Jordan can still put on the honest shirt.
Let me ask you this, since we're talking about this. I'm gonna get off subject just 1 sec though. Which Kobe did you like? You like 8 Kobe or 24? Kobe with the fro or the Mamba?
I think I like the 24. And I think the reason why is because I think it was grown man Kobe who knew what it was. And I think 18 Kobe was just out there. Like he reminds me of the young cats in the league now, like a John Moran or them cats right there.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Me personally, I like the young Kobe.
Like the record Kobe.
Yeah, so this is the thing about it. I like the swag of the young Kobe, but I love the assured of it's weird because I like how sure of himself the old Kobe was.
Right.
I also love that young Kobe though was something. That young Kobe was what made me, was one of those things, because I remember being in like not ninth grade, like 11th grade, bro, when I first saw Kobe, and I saw him cross over and then go off that dunk and unit in Vegas, and he dunked on somebody, and it was kind of, I was like, yo, but that was Kobe with the fro, Kobe in the dunk contest. That was Kobe that was putting up them stupid numbers, but then it was Kobe in the 24 that scored the 81. So it's like, yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just love Kobe, man. So
I love Kobe. But listen, I do think it is weird, though, man. You know what I think that's funny? Kyrie, to me, this is weird because Kyrie, for some reason, just reminds me of somebody who gets high and then they start to go deep thinking when they high, right? For some reason, like when they put a microphone in front of him, I'll be like, oh, what he about to say, right? What he about to do? It's almost like when you see Boosie interview, if they interview, he gonna give you something. And I saw I saw a picture of Kyrie leaving the game, and he had this long walking stick, like he was walking around with a staff.
No, he came into the game with that. And somebody said he had the sage in the backpack too.
I said, oh my God. That dude had the long, it was longer than Master Splinter.
Bro, he had the Gandalf stick, bro.
Oh my gosh, man. I said, dog. When I saw him burning the sage at the Celtics, I said, oh my gosh. I couldn't imagine anybody else doing that, though, bro.
Hella extra, bro.
Kyrie seems like he would be best friends with Rick Rubin.
I can see that.
Yes, man. Age difference and all, he would feel like this is my absolute best friend, though, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, though, man. Question for you.
What's up?
All-Star has been announced.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing amongst all the All-Stars every year, they always talk about snubs. I saw that AD said that he wasn't gonna. Of course, he's injured. KD, who's also on injured reserves, was recently pulled from it, but they replaced him with Sabonis. So my question for you: are you good with the lineup? And if not, are there any snubs?
I could have seen Russell going there, but I'm not mad at Sabonis because I think Sabonis, I mean, ever since Sabonis was in Oklahoma City, I thought he was dope, and he definitely came into his own at the Pacers. So I'm not mad at that at all. Here's the thing. It's kind of what me and Deuce talked about it, because I was talking to him about snubs. I don't think there's really a snub when you got to look at, we have just incredible players in the league this year that everybody's playing at an all-time high level. So I think with that, you can't go wrong with any of the people that they have, like the backup to the backup to the backup. With that being said, though, I don't have any issue with.
If Russ is on, if Russ makes it, who do you take off so that Russ can make it?
No. I'm saying like if the KD thing, right? So if they would have said KD's gonna be out, so Russ is gonna replace him, I wouldn't have had an issue with that. But like I said, Sabonis taking his spot, I don't have an issue with that either.
So would you see? So Trae Young, this is good because I'm looking at the comments. Mark said Trae Young because Book was announced, so Book is actually in this year, but he didn't get it's for some reason he just wasn't just unanimously listed in there though, right? But I'm gonna be honest with you though, bro. I didn't have a problem with anybody at all. That the only problem that I had for me is that I just thought that I would have picked Dame over Luka as a starter, but I still would have had Luka on as a reserve. That's the only thing that I can see. And I think that, to be quite honest with you, I think that with Devin Booker not being a unanimous or first pick for it, I think that it had to do with everything with Chris Paul being a pick, because to me, it's almost like you put Chris Paul on a team and they're legit, right? Regardless of where he goes. Same thing he did with OKC. You put him on there and no matter who you playing with, he's going to get you there as a contender. He's going to make your team look legit. And I just think that while the Suns still looked good going toward the end in that bubble season, right? I think that it's still, to me, it doesn't erase the fact that before the bubble they weren't that great, and the prior year they wasn't that great. So even if, while you're supposed to judge just on that season, I think that people look at Chris Paul making it and him not making it as the difference of their team this year being because of Chris Paul.
Okay. I mean, I get that. And I mean, but you know, Devin Booker still does an amazing job. Like, would you take Donovan Mitchell off?
No.
Okay.
I don't take Donovan Mitchell off only because he is the best player on the team with the best record, and he is their leading scorer. So for that alone,
so now Gobert?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't put Gobert on there. And here's what's crazy though. The only person who I don't even know if you would take Zion off, because, like I said, the only Zion them just don't win enough. But Zion balls out every game I've ever seen him play. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Let me tell you some people who I think who are some people who I don't think necessarily were snubs, but who I thought are playing at all-star levels, who I didn't see coming. So I think that we talked about the Zach LaVine. I finally saw the video on Bleacher Report of him getting announced. But I was glad to see Julius Randle make it because he's been balling out all year long. But on the low, who I think's been balling at the same level as Julius Randle has been Colin Sexton, the guard for
Cavaliers.
For the Cavaliers. And I say that only because the Cavaliers might not have the best record, but listen, Colin Sexton has been hooping. And the fact that he gave KD and Kyrie 40, and I mean, it made it look effortless.
And with you saying that is what I was talking about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
I see that. I can see that. See that. But see, I think that Colin Sexton is averaging like 26 a game, right? But here's where I think that numbers are a lot different, right? Because you see, all these people having career years, right? Dog. I look at the NBA now, bro, and it's so hard to watch. It's so hard for me to watch. It's so hard for me to watch like a team like Orlando be on TV, right? Unless I'm watching to see who they playing against. Like I'm talking about, dog, defense seems so optional these days, right? So optional that I just wonder, right? Like I see a lot of times where you see all these guys that are averaging 20-something points. Everybody scoring is up. But I would be more inclined to say, well, tell me, I'd be interested in, if you're averaging 26, 27 points a game, how many points are you giving up a game? Right? Like I said, individual stat, I know that scoring these days is what takes you, that puts your team over the top. But if you're averaging 26 points a game, and as a player, though, that people are averaging 20 on you, then you're a 6 points per game scorer. You're different. I'd want to know what's the difference between your offense and defense.
But so classically, James Harden didn't play defense to you, but then he would put up 50, 40, 50, 60 points. How did you? So the same thing.
It's spread. If he put up 50 and he gives up 30 points, that means he's averaged 20 that game they won. I'm good with that. But if you score 30 points, and when he was averaging like this, when he was averaging 35 a game that season, hell, it looked like he was giving up about 29 points a game. So I understand that he did that because they needed every single one of them points for him to score. But I guess my thing is that, to me, the thing that I appreciate, this is as much as we get on PG, as much as I get on PG, right? The thing that I can appreciate about PG is that even if he isn't going to score, 30 in a game or clutch, like, even though I think that he has a little James Harden in him when in the playoffs when it mattered, he isn't also going to let you get off on him. Not everybody. It may be occasionally, right? So I can at least appreciate, though, that when he scores his 26 a game, when Kawhi scores his 26 a game, he's not going to give up 26. He might give up, you might score 15, 10, but that to me, that's realistic. And so I almost appreciate and cringe at the idea of two-way players, because it's like, basketball is a two-way sport. And so for someone to specialize in just scoring, then it's like, well, if you're just scoring, but that means you're also giving up a boatload of points, then how effective is your 26 points a game?
Yeah. Let me ask you this, bro. Do you think Mello is secretly retiring this year? I've been noticing him swapping jerseys.
Well, I don't know, because no, I don't think so. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that Mello is making up for some lost time. I think Mello, to me, is making up for that time that he didn't play that year. I think that Mello, they benched him for like 2 years. I think that he gonna play for at least 2 years longer. To be quite honest with you, I don't make much of that one, because I see Giannis swap jerseys every single day now. Every night he swaps jerseys. He swapped jerseys with Zion last night.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the thing to do now. So.
All right.
I don't know. But I don't know, man. It is very very, very interesting though. Let me ask you though, man. What you got? What we talked about Walking Dead. We got the Falcon. I'm just for the folks who are watching or might be watching this on the playback. What should we be watching? I felt like we've watched everything. We talk about a lot of shows on here. I'm interested in seeing who is watching something that they think is good. Maybe I'm not paying attention to. What's a good show that I need to be streaming?
I don't necessarily. I mean, outside of the stuff we kind of talked about, of course, Netflix has some great shows, like the movie we talked about, Behind the Line, or something like that, with the
Behind the Wire. Yeah,
Behind the Wire. That's a good one. I got a kick out of it. I'm not telling you this is some masterpiece, but I got a kick out of the show. What is it? Kicks or Sneakerhead? Sneakerhead. That's on Netflix. Cool. But I'm gonna tell you, March is going to be the month.
I'm waiting.
Listen, you got Justice League coming out, you got Invisible coming out, you have Coming to America coming out, you have
part of me already feels like I'm gonna be disappointed to Coming to America. Like I am just this is bad, but I'm looking forward to the movie, but I'm not looking forward to being disappointed by it.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of people, and I haven't watched it, but a lot of people really like Dolomite Is My Name. And they said that Eddie still got it, bro. So I'm just gonna try to enjoy, like, I've been enjoying reboots and stuff like that for stuff, or like when they bring back when they do like the we talked about Raven Simone show coming back.
Yes.
We thought it was good. I thought Girl Meets World was good. I thought only thing right now that I'm not really feeling that, and they just did, it was Saved by the Bell. And I say that, I hate to say that, because I have somebody on that show, and so I'm want to be supportive of her. But I'm saying, when I say, I'm not saying that it's not good. I'm saying it just doesn't have the same feel as the old Saved by the Bell. That's the only.
I agree. It doesn't. I don't know, man. It doesn't seem as funny to me.
It seems that's kind of seems borderline corny.
Yeah.
But again, I am not taking away from the fact that I'm happy Mariah is on there. I love that she got another big project. So
Mariah
Wilson, she was Magic on.
From Dreamgirls.
Dreamgirls, yeah.
I remember we tried to do that song with her.
We did. I mean, we wrote like 3 or 4 songs for her.
Yeah.
I mean, they just didn't never get picked up. But I mean, we did our part.
Oh yeah. That was a good point, though, man. I remember that, though, bro.
So no, I'm extremely happy for her. You know what I'm saying? But
I was so disappointed when I saw the first 2 episodes of it. I was just like, no, I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait for Saved by the Bell to come out, though, man. And so when I started watching the first 2, I was just like, all right, this ain't even all that funny. And then the second episode just confirmed it. So I was like, no.
Yeah, but definitely March is the time. Like, if you ain't got HBO Max in March, because they about to start dropping the heaters. Like I think Mortal Kombat comes in April. I don't know if it's so they got I mean, there's a bunch of stuff coming out in March, bro. Like it's about to be crazy.
What's on deck for the weekend?
Man, listen, I'm about to head now. Me and Sarah about to go celebrate her birthday. Tomorrow is back out to Kellyville to go watch Deuce and them. Hopefully they win area. And then Sunday's church. And we may have something coming up soon on. So we got some things going on. And then, of course, just, you know, supporting you on getting this project done for Rocky. So we got a lot going on.
Tomorrow for me is a mixing in the monitors day where I can actually oh man, no, I might not even be able to do it then, but I'm trying to pull some time here to mix in the monitors out loud so that I can kind of make sure I got my levels and everything like that right. Other than that though, man, we had some rain today and I think that it's supposed to be back sunnier tomorrow though, man. So at a minimum, man, I think that I'm hoping to at least get on out and enjoy some sunshine, see what's happening. But that's about it though, man. Nothing too crazy.
All right, let's get it on out of here,
on
bro.
That note, man, let's get that music going, Maestro.
Podcast. The greatest podcast.
It doesn't matter what your name is.